my channel. I've been gone for quite a long time, and for that I apologize. I know that I maybe didn't have a ton of fans that would be missing my absence, if you will, but I figured that in today's current situation, that it would be probably pretty beneficial to get back into making these videos now. Part of the reason why I stopped in the first place was because I got a new job, and I had been doing ASMR videos in my free time when I didn't have a job. So the videos were kind of a distraction for me to have something creative to take my mind off of being out of work. I have now had a job for 2 years that I love, and I finally feel in rhythm, and I feel able to kind of relax and partake in some things that I used to enjoy. I also have better access now to equipment that I didn't have before. Before, I was working with my iPhone and a lavalier mic, and that was pretty much it. Now I have a new recorder, a better environment to record in, and two binaural microphones, or rather two omnidirectional microphones that I can use for binaural audio. So I was happy to get back into it. You might hear some sounds. The room that I'm filming in is kind of like a little office, but it's on the exterior of my apartment, so it's next to a little road, and there's kind of always a constant hum of workers and cars driving by, and I will try my best to edit those out. But I also know that there's sometimes some white noise that people enjoy, and so I want to give people ASMR that kind of has a little something for everybody. So, before I was making kind of artistic, more interpretive videos, and I still want to do that, but I don't really have the inspiration quite yet. So I will do that eventually, but in the meantime, I'm going to focus my energy on something that I've been really enjoying recently, something that I've been kind of getting back into, which is Yu-Gi-Oh! And I know I've seen other people in the community do some videos on, opening packs and stuff like that and showing off their collections. And I'm excited to kind of be a part of that. I will also say that I played Yu-Gi-Oh! For about 10 years when I was a little bit younger, and I really, really enjoyed it playing, back then. And what ended up happening was I went off to college, and I thought I was, cool, and I couldn't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore. So I quit playing, and I sold almost all of my collection, which was pretty extensive. And that was, I think it was kind of a mistake, frankly. And I feel like that happens to a lot of people. You know, you get older and you forget, what brought you into something to begin with, and all you kind of remember is the connotation of it at the end. And I feel like a lot of people abandon hobbies that they really enjoy because of that. And I think that a lot of people probably go through what I'm sort of having, which is a nostalgic moment where I feel this really deep desire to connect with all of these feelings and sensations and whatnot that kind of made up a big part of my childhood. So I want to be able to share this with you guys and share this kind of process of me coming back to this old hobby that I really loved. So I've done some research and I selected a box of booster packs, and hopefully we get some ASMR out of it along the way. So again, just pardon any background noise. I think they're doing construction next door, so if you hear any loud sounds, I will try to edit them out, but hopefully I get them all. Last time people asked for more traditional triggers, so I certainly want to oblige if I can. I am also a filmmaker by trade, so I leave the autofocus off and do everything manually. So if something's out of focus, you'll just have to forgive me for now. It's a hard habit to kick. Sound of crinkling bubble wrap, but I think most people actually really enjoy the sensation of popping the bubbles, but I don't know that that's actually I don't think really that's actually triggers anybody. We just like to talk about the bubble, and hear the bubble. box I opted for is Cybernetic Horizon. Cybernetic Horizon is a newer, fairly newer box, I should say, or pack rather. I want to say it came out in 2018 or so, and it was kind of one of like the first boxes that featured Link monsters. Link monsters being kind of the newest element of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Gameplay format. For those of you who played in years or perhaps even decades past, I can best probably compare this to like Stardust Overdrive, I think is what it was called, which was the pack that sort of kicked off the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds era. 5Ds being where the synchro monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh! came into the equation, and so this I think is kind of the equivalent for that, but with Link monsters, a lot of the most popular cards from this set are sort of similar to some of the cards from Stardust Overdrive in that they're sort of good for anything. They're sort of a catch-all. They're what we call splashable. That's a good word. Splashable. 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 So, splashable cards, are cards that we can kind of put into any deck. And so as somebody who's looking to get back into Yu-Gi-Oh!, this would be a good pack to open, I think. Because you have the ability to pull some cards from it that, are kind of like Kickstarters. It'll help you kind of get back into it without too much hassle. And a lot of people will tell you not to buy packs anyways, to just buy single cards. And maybe in the future I will do that, but it doesn't make good ASMR. So, in the meantime, I want to focus on these packs and just enjoy them. So, nice plasticky sounds. Kind of play with this box too much, because honestly, if I bend any of these cards, they start losing value. So it's probably best to just get right into it. I've got here some sleeves. Nice little plastic pouch here. So I'll use the sleeves for holding any cards generally speaking, we're guaranteed to like secret rare cards, which is kind of like the highest rarity we get in boxes nowadays. I think numerically speaking, we're guaranteed like 2 of those, and a couple of ultra rares, which are like the second highest rarity. It's just statistically speaking, you're supposed to get that amount. So I'll put some of the rare ones maybe in here or in this binder here, which we can look at a little later. There's nothing in there, so nothing exciting to look at, but we can look at it as in we can put some cards into it maybe and see how that works out. So and you'll have to bear with me on some of these sounds. I haven't made a video in quite some time, so it's a little hard for me to judge, what might be a little bit too loud and what might be a little bit too quiet, etc. I'm going to try and keep things as leveled as possible. So I'm watching the levels here on my recorder, and it looks pretty quiet, but I want to kind of keep my eyes on everything I'm doing. So this is like really exciting for me because I haven't actually like opened Yu-Gi-Oh cards in a long time. And well, actually that's not true. So I have a tradition of every year whenever I go Black Friday shopping after Thanksgiving. So for non-Americans, I think other countries have some equivalent of Black Friday, but after Thanksgiving, the Friday after Thanksgiving, which is on a Thursday, it's called Black Friday in the US, and a lot of shops will do big discounts and sales on, whatever it is that they're selling. And so, actually, on Black Friday, I have a tradition. I go out with my family. We go out shopping pretty early in the morning, and almost every year I buy 1 pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards because they're like right at the checkout line, right before you leave, like at whatever store you're at. That's usually where they are. So I will go and grab a pack and just open it up, right there. And I don't think in all of the years that I've done that I've actually gotten anything really worthwhile. And so, to be 100% honest, I'm not sure where any of those cards are. I think I have a couple of them still, but so I have opened packs, but not like this, not where I'm actually like intending on, keeping it, collection building and stuff like that. So yeah, this is pretty exciting for me. So I'm gonna pop out this cardboard. I think actually you don't really pop out the cardboard. You sort of open it like this, and you sort of slide it like that. And that's normally they display this box in the store. This is how they would do it. But yeah, let's get into it. There's 9 cards per pack, and it's usually 1 rare. you get another, higher rarity, that'll be, one in the pack as well, so. First card is, let's see if we can. It is Crusadia Draco. Crusadias are rather an archetype, so a collection of cards all based around a theme, that I think is pretty prominently featured in this pack. I don't really know anything about them, so I'm gonna kind of just admire them, but I don't know a whole lot about them. Beast Magic Attack, the mythical beast card. So I think mythical beasts, it's actually an older archetype from a little while back, but I never really got into it. World Legacy Memory. Now, World Legacy cards are also one of the newer archetypes, and I think the World Legacy archetype is one of the ones that's pretty popular and pretty, I would say, dangerous. Like it's a pretty effective archetype. I see it a lot in like tournament listings of decks that did well, usually combined with something else, but still. So World Legacy Memory, Crusadia Vanguard, and right in the first pack we get a super rare. Super rares. And in this case it is Mana Dragon Zernatron. Zernatron is a dragon type, obviously. Dark. Now, actually, it might be that every pack has a super rare, if I recall correctly. They may have actually bumped it up, so every pack gets a rare and every pack gets a super rare. And then some packs have a higher rarity card, so I got a little excited there, but I actually think this is fairly normal, so you can see it's a nice holographic shine to it like that, yeah. Incantation candle. It's like a little candle. Ruin Angel of Oblivion. Now, this is actually a newer card for an archetype that has been around since I played, basically. So it's been around for, 10 years. But they introduced additional support for it in this pack. And I'm actually really curious to kind of get involved with it because I've played, actually, so there's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Video game that I played for a little while now before kind of getting back into the cards, and I played this deck with the updated cards in the video game, and I actually kind of enjoyed it, so I'm happy to get this. Link turret, so there's some support for link monsters, and Terrifying Toddler of Torment. That's a good one. Terrifying Toddler of Torment. Terrifying Toddler of Torment. Torment, torment, torment. So let's sort these a little bit. Put our rare onto the side with our super rares. And our commons we can just kind of stack up here. more supers there. Any more we'll put there. There's 24 packs in this box, so we have a lot to take in. I have a good feeling about this pack. Crusadia Power, Contact Gate, Unity Legion, and there's one of our secret rares. So this is the Ledger of Ledgermain, and this is actually one of the worst secret rares in this set. It's kind of like the card you don't want to get, but hey, card is a card. I'm happy to have it. It's got some pretty cool artwork actually, so it's always nice. So we'll set that off to the side. World Legacy, World Crown, Boral Regenerator, World Legacy's Mind Meld, Noble Arms, Clarent. So this is actually a part of the Noble Knights archetype, and the Noble Knights are based on like the Knights of King Arthur's court, which I am a huge nerd for Arthuriana, so I might actually consider kind of getting into these cards, into this archetype, and we'll see. Maybe that'll be kind of one of the things I explore. And Ballista Squad, featuring the Goblin Attack Force. All characters that are on this card are the characters from the other card, Goblin Attack Force, which is a very old card. So, kind of funny to see them back in action on a much newer card. Extra Link, Drag Unity, Chaos, Cosmo, Brain, Drag Unity Legion, and a World Legacy Survivor. I think that's Incantation, Talismandra, Put this down here, and we got a couple link cards here. So this is Goki Heal Ogre. So this is one of the newer, this is the new kind of card. So if you've played Yu-Gi-Oh, you will not recognize, or rather if you stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh a long time ago, you'll probably not recognize this kind of card. But this is it. This is the Link Monster. Another one, Link Devotee. And Cluster Congester. Drag Unity Gauss again. Universal Adapter. 0. Extra Link. And we got an ultra rare Cyber Dragon Hertz. Hers. Her, I don't know, Hertz, something like that. So Cyber Dragon Archetype is another one that has been around since like 2005. And so it's cool to see it getting support and getting a really cool, pretty art. We'll set that down here. And our rare is Performapal Goldfang. Part of the reason why I quit Yu-Gi-Oh! To begin with was because they introduced this kind of card, pendulum monsters. And anybody who was playing back then remembers that pendulum monsters were like incredibly broken and cheap when they first were released. And honestly, I just hated every second of playing when they came out, and it was kind of, in addition to just sort of thinking I had grown out of it, I was sort of frustrated with the way things seemed to be going. Pendulum monsters got pretty significantly nerfed. They had a lot of their power taken away in the contravening years since I stopped playing, so I don't really worry as much now about them, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of them. Solitary Sword of Poison. Crusadia Reclusia. Another Ruin. Angel of Oblivion. And Cybernetic Overflow. Feels like a good stiff package, but there might be something in here. Crusadia Arborea. Mini Boral Dragon. Restoration Point Guard. Restoration Point Guard, I get it's like a lot of these new Link monsters are based on like computer kind of computer terminology, but I also get that there's a little pun here because it's like he's got a little basketball and he's a big guy and he's like a point guard in basketball. Restoration Point Guard. Crusadia Draco. Crusadia Maximus is our super rare. So I actually really like these Crusadia arts. So maybe that's something I'll look into. I'm kind of keeping tabs on these cards. We got another card from the Ruinous Archetype. This is Ruin Supreme Queen of Oblivion. Supreme Queen of Oblivion. Divine Serpent Gay. This was a card that actually appeared in the anime many years ago and did not actually get released until recently. I think it's might be one of the longest terms between when a card was shown in the anime and when it was released in the actual card game. It's a kind of useless card, but it's really cool looking. It's kind of freaky. Big So, I don't know, maybe I'll play around with it and perform a pal. Labellman. Crusadia Vanguard. Goki Ring Trainer. Dealer's Choice. Dealer's Choice. Vorticular Drum Dragon. Or, I'm sorry, Drum Gone. Vorticular Drum Gone. Signet Ritual. Signet Ritual. World Legacy's Mind Meld. Cluster Congester. Cluster Congester. Cluster Congester. Link Devotee. Link Devotee. Goki Heal Ogre. Goki Heal Ogre. Whoops, I did not mean to put that down there. Let's see. There we go, okay. World Legacy Memory. Shield Handler. Shield Handler. Psychic Ace. Breaking of the World. And Noble Knight Gustanane. The Giant Ogre. Cyber Dragon Fire. Goki Tag Partner. And Crusadia Leonis. Crusadia Draco. Metaphys Ascension. Goki Moonsalt. Crusadia Revival. This is the field spell card for Crusadias. Kinda cool looking. Crossbreed. Link Turret. amorphous decoy dragon. Crusadia arborea. Beast magic attack. Mini boral dragon. Crusadia power. And Dragunity senatus. Cyber switch. Crusadia reclusia. Decoy dragon again. And boral regenerator. Performapal and Samaraker. Demise, Agent of Armageddon. Crusadia power. And Realm of Danger. So this is part of the Danger archetype, which is based around like cryptids and cryptozoology, and it's actually a really good set of cards to have. They're kind of versatile and they can kind of be used in any deck, so I'm glad to grab one of these, even if this is not really the main card in the archetype. Regulex, Crusadia, Regulex. Cycle of the World, Cycle of the World. Contact gate. Mirror force launcher. Mirror force launcher. Paladin of Storm Dragon. So I'm gonna kind of just stop reading the names of ones that we've already seen and just sort of pass through and keep going. Hip Ocean Engine. So Ocean Engine was a card in Yu-Gi-Oh! A while back, and as with a lot of the Link monsters, the new Link monsters at least, they are taking like old cards and kind of making new like Link powered up versions of them. Reprodocus. Another divine servant gay. Mythical institution. So we're about halfway through the box now. I'm doing pretty good so far. Zero here, extra link, and Crusadia Vanguard, Cookie Ring Trainer, Umbra Mirage, the Elemental Lord, Umbra Mirage, the Elemental Lord. Gladiator Beast, Dragasis. So this is again another card that they're kind of, this is a legacy card where the Gladiator Beasts are an old archetype, very old, and they're getting new support in this set. And our second secret rare is Danger, Nessie. So again, it's one of these cards based on the cryptids, and this one is the Loch Ness Monster. It's actually one of the better cryptid cards. I'll read you its effect quickly. You can reveal this card in your hand, and your opponent randomly chooses one card from your entire hand, and then you discard the chosen card. Then, if this card was not, if the card discarded was not Danger, Nessie, special summon one Danger, Nessie from your hand, and if you do, draw one card. If this card is discarded, you can add one Danger card from your deck to your hand, except Danger, Nessie. So I'm actually going to put this card in a sleeve because I think I might actually end up using this card. I think it can be sold, but I think I'm going to end up using it. So let me go through the rest of this pack quickly. The Deep Grave. a sleeve. That's really pretty. I like that. So messy. Going in sleeve. Let's keep going. Crusadia, Draco, again. Crusadia, Magus. Demise, Supreme King of Armageddon. So I think that gives us the full slate of all of the easily found Demise and Ruin cards from this set. Cybernetic Overflow.
And it's not because I don't want to hear it, it's because I don't want to forget what I want to show you. One sec.
Another hands and samurai germ. Ooh, danger, jackalope, an ultra rare, and another very good danger card, and one I'm very pleased to get. This is also going to go in a sleeve pretty quickly, and he's so cute, isn't he? Look at his little antlers and his little face. Oh man, he's just adorable. Love that guy. Link Disciple. Link Devotee. So, jackalope is going in a sleeve. This card's effect is very similar to Nessie's, in that it's the same kind of mechanic of you can have your opponent pick a card to discard, and if it's this card, if it's not this card, you can summon it, and if it is this card, it has another effect, and its other effect is that you can special summon one other danger monster from your deck in defense position. And that means this card plays really well with Nessie, because Nessie, I believe, has the highest defense of any of the danger cards. So, he's a perfect target. And it also means you're getting a card out no matter what, whether it's their danger jackalope or their Nessie. Demise, Agent of Armageddon, Crusadia Power, Psychic Ace, Wee Witch's Apprentice. That's Wee Witch's Apprentice. Wee Witch's Apprentice. Wee Witch's Apprentice. So this is another one, like a potion engine, that was an old card that has been given a stylistic and power update to reflect the new kind of the way the game works now. Cyber Switch. Universal adapter. Psychic Ace. Noble Knight. Pelennor. 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 Giant ogre. Mythical institution. Center frog. That's an interesting one I haven't seen yet. Center frog. Decoy dragon again. moon salt. Mini boiled dragon. Another vorticular drum gun. And signet ritual. Just a few packs left. Beast magic attack. Another Umbra Mirage, the Elemental Lord. White Stingray. White Stingray. Cosmo Brain. Another Crusadia Revival. Ruin. Queen of Demise. I'm sorry, of Oblivion. We've got 3 packs left now. Move this off to the side. Cookie moon salt. Ultra rare here. Jack Unity Knight Ascalon. Jack Unity Knight Ascalon. And another Paladin of Storm Dragon. Just that there. Of the world, Psychic Ace. Another World Legacy Survivor. World Legacy Survivor. Divine Serpent Gift. Still like the way this card looks. Interesting. Last pack. Cupid Volley. That's not a card I'd seen before yet in this set. Cupid Volley. Crusadia. Magus. And Interrupt. Resistor. So, now I'm about to wrap it up. This video has already gone on probably way longer than a lot of you will give me. So, I really appreciate your patience and getting back into the swing of this with me. Both ASMR and Yu-Gi-Oh! So I'm happy to have you guys along for both rides. Oops, missed a couple here. Got a pretty good number of rare cards here. There's the rares in each pack. The rares in each pack like this. A couple of good super rares as well. Nice ultra rares. Ledger of Ledgermain. And of course, the ultimate prize from this box. 2 of the danger cards. So once again, thank you very much for participating with me in this video, and I hope you guys found it relaxing, and I hope that I'll be able to keep making more videos in the future, hopefully with a little less interruptions, and let's just hope it goes well. Thank you. You guys have a good, peaceful